just arrived at Shupp's Grove and we were so excited to check it out, but it's kind of rainy. So I guess there was a yard sale portion that's usually full and it is totally empty. We're hoping that when we go inside, we might find some more things. The theme of the sale today is like textiles and linens and buttons. Eric, how are you feeling about that?
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning.
He's excited.
Can't wait to look for a nice tablecloth.
He loves tablecloths. So the deal is we're going to take a look here. I don't think we're going to need that much time from the look of it. And then we're going to head to somewhere that Eric picks.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'll pick something that fits my style.
We'll look at a lot of oil cans later, is what I'm thinking. Okay, wish us luck. Let's check it out. This booth is full of all kinds of beautiful glassware, like this gorgeous fan vase. Everything is 50% off except the Fenton glass. There is a lot of beautiful Mary Gregory glass here. Look on the top shelf. Wow. These salt and pepper shakers are so cute. I'm so interested to see what's in this Heisey box. We've got some glasses with beautiful stems. These glasses could definitely use a good wash, but you can see how beautiful they are underneath the dust. This jardiniere is so gorgeous. I love the colors in the image. This would look so beautiful with a plant in it, wouldn't it? Eric is checking out all of these eagles and the beautiful vase towards the back. Let's get a better look. This vase is $6.95. It's nice to see some Toby jugs. I have a pretty good sized collection of Toby jugs myself. I really like this piece. I want to get a better look at this. It's 50% off. I really like the color on this piece. It's an option. I love to see hall pottery wherever I go, and there's a few pieces here. This is a lovely pitcher and glasses set. I love the blue color. Iridized carnival songbird vase made by Imperial. These little toothpick holders look so cute all together. There are some gorgeous lamps in this tent, like this Mary Gregory glass shade. And this beautiful milk glass lamp. The pink on this is so pretty with the ruffle details on the top. Another lovely pink one with the ruffled top. And this blue swirl lamp is gorgeous. At first glance, I thought this was a lobster cage, but no, this is actually a chicken carrier. My chickens would not like to be carried around in that thing, that's for sure. Eric is just up ahead checking out some rusty stuff. There are lots of really interesting things in this tent. I see lots of really pretty mixing bowls, which I realize some people call dough bowls, but I've always called them mixing bowls. This is a lovely envelope opener. I really like the pineapple on this. This is such a cute piece. It's a button hook, and then it's surrounded by buttons and an old Victorian looking shoe. This is a pretty needlework piece. And this little box is so cute. Pencil holder, $12. There's a lot of very pretty things on this table. Nice copper lusterware. These glass salt cellars are so pretty. I have plenty, so I'm walking away. And I love this blue and white bowl. It's only $14. And there are a stack of very pretty plates here. I like the purple color on this one in front. And of course, we've got a little pink and white. Another great image, only $5. But I am eyeing up this bowl hard. I really, really like the handles. This is Nippon, so made in Japan. This is over 100 years old. And I like this one even better, I think. The beautiful image on it. $8. Love them both. Continuing to make our way through the different tents on site. Cute little chicken. There are some nice things in this tent. I've sold that moon and stars pattern before in the amber color. In this area, you need to do a little bit more digging and picking. This is such a cute little Stanley planer. It's so small. There's some nice Pyrex refrigerator bowls in this bin, but they are on the pricey side. These are really interesting. These are very old fire extinguishers, and I know there are people who collect these, but I would be so afraid of breaking them. $77 for this one. That's a nice wall shelf. This is so interesting to me. This is an old miner's hat with like the lamplight attached. I imagine this hat could tell some stories of some deep, dark places. Gives me claustrophobia just thinking about it. We're moving on. The things in this tent look fabulous. There is so much to see. Lots of paper goods, which I particularly like this A Beautiful Lady in Blue sheet music. And these, I think, are a whole collection of old labels. Some of them seem really interesting and have fabulous graphics on them. I could go through a book like this all day long, and I love learning about all of the different manufacturers that used to be out and about. Buttons, of course, and vintage jewelry are always fun. These are great old trading cards with a couple of postcards mixed in as well. I'm going to turn around to get a better look. Again, this is the sort of thing I could spend hours with. There's really a nice variety. Okay, $3 each for those cards. And there's some more vintage postcards. This place is so good. American Victorian costume. These are some clippings from an old Parisian magazine. I love this little set of French postcards. They are so interesting. The costumes and the way they've been colorized and the poses. Oh, my hair looks just like this because of the humidity. Yeah, they're really good. This book on the Titanic is fascinating. It was actually published very soon after the disaster. It's in poor condition, unfortunately. I can see that some pages are missing. The binding is really loose. The spine has some tears on it, so I'm not going to pick this up for my own collection, tempting as it may be. But it's still fun to have a chance to just kind of look through it. We're on to our next booth. It's good to know some people are still here despite the rain. This has not at all been a waste of our time. We are really having some good success here. And it's kind of nice because it isn't too hot and it's definitely not too crowded. And the vendors we've talked to have been really friendly and ready to deal. Here's another pretty stack of plates. I like the sailboat. Oh, love William Shakespeare, Mount Rushmore, and a hunting one. Well, all the Pyrex seems to be right here. Oh my gosh, all of these little, well, I don't think they're spinning wheels. Actually, I think they're flax wheels. I have a flax wheel myself. Spinning wheels are much larger, but it's so fun to see all of these in one place under one tent, safe from the rain. Well, that was a fantastic stop. And now we're headed to another store. Again, a flea market, but this one is indoors, so the rain won't be any kind of problem for us. This brass elephant on the ball is so cute. It's $60. It looks like it belongs in a little brass circus somewhere. And this umbrella holder is so interesting. I love the owl and the colors. It is $95. Ooh, another five-fingered vase. This is the second one I found on my trip. It has such pretty painting. It's only $16. Eric is going through this big collection of ashtrays. He's noticed there are some that are Freemason themed, and some of them have other kinds of manufacturers that he is drawn to. So he's just kind of going through them. I love these little bookends. They are so cute, but I don't know what this is for. Interesting design. Have you ever seen these before? What do you think that's for? If you know, please leave me a comment. This is so sweet. The pheasant glasses in what looks to be their original carrier, or at least a vintage carrier of some kind. I'm eyeing up this very pretty box with the clipper ship on top. It's so pretty and very unique. I wonder what it was originally used for. The back here says American walnut made in the USA. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm eyeing up this basket from across the room. It's so tall. I love the iridescence on this. It's $20, which seems like a very fair price to me. This one is beautiful as well. I love that kind of characteristic oil slick look. Can you kind of see it when I move it around a little bit? This might be the sweetest juice set I have ever seen. It's so cheerful. I love the reamer on top of the pitcher. Whoever used this was having some freshly squeezed orange juice. I wish that were me. Ooh, I really like these needlepoint pieces. They are lovely. There's some very nice milk glass here. This is a big stack of Fisher-Price toys. I've sold this little dog before in my booth space. There are some that I don't see very often. Oh my gosh, that plane is pristine. And I love Three Men in a Tub, but the centerpiece where the bell is kind of broken. Wow, that is clean. I love how the little figures are attached. This is $25. Brings me right back. Nice set of carolers. I think most of them are missing their accessories, and I think the accessories are very important to their total look. Oh my goodness, you have to get a look at this doll. It says, "Love one another." It's this little girl holding a basket of kittens, and it looks all handmade. So sweet. The price is $20 firm. It seems like a bargain. I'm just gonna show you a little look around the space to give you some sense of the size. There is so much to take in this store. It is deceptively large like most stores, and we just don't want to miss anything. Eric was eyeing up that Tonka Jeep. He's thinking about it, but I don't think he's gonna bite. And of course, I like the Fisher-Price family camper because it's awesome. And they have a little souvenir wear. Eric was just examining this gas pump, but he's having trouble figuring out what's authentic and what's reproduction. Still, it's fun to see it. That was an awesome stop, and now we're on our way out. We're gonna get lunch and then one more store, I think. Okay, so we are headed to a store called Zionville Antique Mall. Eric picked this one out. He really wants to check it out, so we're gonna take a drive. We're inside. I didn't show you the front because it started to rain like crazy the minute we opened our car door, so we made a mad dash into the space. This little table and chair set is cute. It's not a set at all. The chairs don't go with the table, but they look nice together. And I like the upholstery on these chairs. The more modern colors give it a lot of zing. This is a pretty picture. I like the windmill on this. It would make a beautiful vase. It is $45. This is a lovely fractor, and I've always wanted one, but this one has some condition problems. They often have condition problems, which is why I don't own one, but this is a lovely example. I'm also checking out this butter churn. I have a butter churn, so I'm not in the market. This one's $145, which is not a bad price because this guy seems very complete. And I really like this toll painted bowl. It looks stenciled, perhaps. I've always loved fire screens that are needle pointed. I just think they have such a nice antique look to them. This one is especially well done. I'm not familiar with this particular pattern, but it's lovely. Royal Dalton Pomeroy. $2.95. And a firebox. Eric has a few of these. I've never seen so much Stangl all in one place. I always appreciate Stangl pottery. I think it's very cheerful. So it's nice to walk into a space that has so many pieces. And in just a minute, I'm going to show you my favorite. Here it is, Crying Baby. This is such a unique piece. It's like a wall hanging with hooks and decorative birds. They're saying it's a wall plaque, and the one underneath it is also very pretty. I really like the color paint. This desk set would be stunning on top of a beautiful antique desk, or even on a dresser space or some deep shelves. It's $195. Very special. And this little collection of pottery is so cute. It all has little sayings on it. Not familiar with this manufacturer, but I think it's absolutely charming. I just did a quick lookup on the Torquay motto-ware pottery. It was produced from the 1870s until the 1960s by various potteries in the Torquay, Devon area in England using local clay. It was intended to appeal to tourists who were visiting the area and wanted to bring home a keepsake of their travels. I can totally relate. However, there were also pieces designed for high-end retailers like Liberty of London. The pottery is usually decorated with humorous or inspirational text, hence the term motto-ware, and it was often written in the local Devon or Cornish dialect. It often depicts scenes like cottages, farms, or boats, which are especially appealing. I hope this information helps you recognize these interesting pottery pieces if you come across them in your own travels. Once I research a piece, I tend to see it more often in my own travels because I can pick it out and identify it more effectively. Eric is trying to figure out how this thing works. It's some kind of a candy dispenser, but he can't figure out where you would put your penny. So it's a bit of a brain teaser, at least it is for us. Well, that's it for us for day 2 in Pennsylvania. I can't wait to show you my haul when we get home. I can't wait to dive into day 2 of our antiquing adventures in Pennsylvania. I think day 2 might have been my favorite day because we went to Shupp's Grove, and I cannot wait to go back to Shupp's Grove. It was so good. And what's funny is I was told it wasn't good at all on the day that we were there because the weather was terrible. It was raining really steadily. And for that reason, we were told by regulars and some of the vendors that very few stalls and booths and things were open. You could see that there were rows and rows of tables that were totally empty that I guess on some days are filled. So even though it was very sparsely populated by vendors, we had phenomenal success. And as I said, it was my favorite stop. I think it was Eric's favorite stop too. It was a stop we almost missed because apparently Shupp's Grove has themes each weekend. And the theme for this particular weekend, oh my gosh, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was along the lines of like textiles. And that is not Eric's favorite thing. That would be like Eric taking me to a flea market that was focused on automotive antiques. While I can appreciate that that's an interesting collectible area for Eric, if I had to go through like rows and rows of automotive antiques, I would be pretty bored. So Eric was skeptical, and what I had said was, we'll just go quickly. Let's see it while we're here. We keep hearing about Shupp's Grove, and we have friends, Denise and Bill, who regularly have gone to this show or this flea market and have raved about it. So we had to check it out for ourselves. And I'm so glad we did because it turned out that there were plenty of antiques and vintage items to choose from, even with a sparsely populated market. So it was all good. And I think because the weather was so bad, there weren't a lot of customers, so we didn't have a lot of competition and nothing was very crowded. So it worked out really well. I picked up a bunch of things from one vendor in particular who was so nice. We really enjoyed talking to him, and he had a great tent full of items for really good prices. So the first thing I picked up was this beautiful Nippon bowl. And I love how it's all hand painted inside. It almost looks like a painting to me. I thought this was really well done. It was only $8. Here is the back stamp. But what was great about this dealer that I didn't even know until I started to cash out was he was all about bundling and giving discounts once we checked out. So as a result, we bought even more. So I picked up that bowl. I picked up this Nippon bowl for the same reason. You can see the inside is all painted and it looks like a painting. This is all hand done. Nippon is antique. So I thought they were great finds. This bowl was $12. Then Indy's here. Then I found, let's see if you can see Indy while he's here. Here he is. I found this beautiful bowl. It's like, it has the spout for pouring. So I don't know if you would call this maybe a batter bowl. This one is was $10. So I thought that was a really good find. Oh, let me move the cat. Oof, there he goes. I thought this one was a really nice find. I liked the details, especially all around the edges. So I think this is gonna go on my kitchen shelves. I'm not sure yet where the Nippon bowls are going. I have to think about it. I have a lot of Baldwin brass candlesticks because I love them. And I've also sold a lot of Baldwin brass candlesticks because other people love them. But what I loved about this chamber stick for $6 was that it had its original Baldwin tag on it. So this is Baldwin Bicentennial Brassware. And I do enjoy bicentennial things because I was a kid at that time and I just have fond memories of all of the celebrations that happened. So I thought this was fun. And there's no sticker or anything on the back side, but it does have its tag. So I thought that was really fun for that reason. And the last thing I picked up from that vendor was 2 big bags of old-fashioned clothespins. So let me pull one out for you. Here they are. So I bought each bag, I think each bag was $5. And there were actually 2 more that I didn't buy that I greatly regret. I should have bought them because I can tell you that in Connecticut, you usually get maybe 4 or 5 for $5 when I see them in antique stores. So, and I don't see them that often in the antique stores. So I think these were a good pickup. And my plan is to use these for decor in my laundry room. And you'll see more on that in a future video because I've been doing a lot of just little refreshing touches in that room. Sometimes the little touches make the biggest impact, I find. I love this pretty bowl that I got at a church tag sale not that long ago, but I'm gonna switch it out just to change things up. And the little Nippon bowl is gonna go here for a while instead. I really, really like this a lot. And I need to put my candlesticks back, I'm realizing. I thought it looked a little naked here. I decided to put my new bicentennial Baldwin candlestick or chamber stick here instead of a pair of candlesticks. And I tucked the tag underneath just because I don't really want it showing in this particular setting. Although I do love that and I do plan to keep the tag attached because that is part of the reason why I like it so much. I really like the way this looks, but I think I'm gonna add the other painted Nippon bowl to the tray because I think they have kind of some similar looks about them. I mean, 3 would be even better. In general, I love to collect in groupings of 3, especially for the purposes of displaying something. But I think this looks really nice for now. So I'm gonna leave it here. I put the new bowl up here on the top shelf with the hope that that keeps it safe from naughty kitties. So this works out pretty well, and I think the new bowl looks lovely here. It's a nice addition, I think. The next tent where we made some purchases was also amazing. This dealer had so much Fenton glassware. I have never in my life seen so much high quality Fenton all in one place. And I will say in general, during our trip to Pennsylvania, the amount of beautiful glassware we saw in stores, at flea markets, outside, inside, all around. If you are a vintage or antique glass collector, oh my gosh, Pennsylvania is the place for you. But anyway, stop babbling. I picked up, oh my gosh, I love this so much. This adorable Lenox Easter basket. That is so, so cute. Oh my gosh, I love Easter stuff. It reminds me of my mother, and especially when it's Lenox. And this is just the kind of thing, oh my gosh, she would have loved this. So I had to have it. Now this is Lenox made in China, and I don't usually pick up Lenox made in China, but there is no way I was leaving this behind because I thought it was so beautiful. And as an extra bonus, it came in its original box, which makes it so easy to store. I really appreciated that. This basket was on sale for $60, but it was 50% off. So for $30, I had to do it. And again, I'm really looking, I want to just show you the little chick and the egg. I love the little bow. This is so sweet. I am really happy with this find. The other piece we bought goes back to the whole bicentennial thing I was talking about before, because this was made in the bicentennial era as well. And it is this fabulous, well, it says, the tag says wall pocket, but I think this was a font. I think there was a spout that went here. There was maybe a whole basin that went underneath it. What's that called? A lavabo, I think. That's my suspicion. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that could be what it is, or do you think I am overthinking it? The tag says Colonial Williamsburg Blue American Eagle Wall Pocket UZ Mold 1970s. And it was $20 and then 10% off. Oh my gosh, I'm making a mess with the sticker. Ooh. Here we go. I just got most of the sticker off. There's still some residue right here, but now I think you can see the eagle better. Eric loves things with eagles on it. We have lots of antiques with eagles. And again, that really, it reminds us of the bicentennial, which is why we really love it. But I think, yeah, I think this had a spout. Here is the back, in case you're curious about it. So what would you say? What is your theory about what this is? Would you say a wall pocket, or would you say just a wall mounted item with this, like with the spout, or would you say this was part of a lavabo? I think lavabo. But look, even at the top has nice details. I love this. We're gonna have to find a really good spot for this in our house. I picked up some really interesting things at a particular booth that had so much ephemera. So I picked up some Victorian trade cards, and you can see this one is so cute. And the reason why I picked it was because it was from New Britain, Connecticut. So this is Mrs. Girdham and Volkmann Millinery and Dressmaking. Does not roll off the tongue, does it? Back is nothing special. I really like Victorian trade cards. I've sold some, and I thought it would be fun to have some to keep. This one is Bon Ton Polish, and this one was from Boston, Massachusetts, and I just picked it because I thought the image was so sweet with the girl in the pretty dress and the dog and all of the flowers. And then I grabbed this one. I only allowed myself 3, but I thought this was fun because the topic was interesting. So this cures neuralgia, diphtheria, and rheumatism. If only it did. I'm sure it didn't, but I thought this was just so interesting. So those were the 3 I picked up in terms of Victorian trading cards. And then there were some French postcards that were also really interesting. So I liked this one because of the old car and the driver and the fabulous hats that everybody's wearing. And here is the back, all in French. So I thought that was a great one. Then I picked up this one. Again, I thought the image was so interesting. Of course, it looks like it's been colorized to give it a little more oomph. There is an old stamp. I don't know, I get a kick out of these being in French. There's the back. And then the last one was this one, because this woman is on a swing, which is kind of different. She's a beautiful dress. I love the flowers. She's got such a pretty face. And here is the back. So 6 in all. I'll tell you, I could have bought a million, and there were lots of antique, just regular postcards, all kinds of fabulous things. That booth was incredibly tempting to me. There were scrapbooks and old books and jewelry. Oh, it was so good. I just put my trade cards and French postcards in this little photograph holder that I have had, oh my gosh, for years and years and years. These things are so awesome. If you love to display photographs or postcards or just general ephemera, works really well, and the arms are completely adjustable. So this gives me an opportunity to see all of these really pretty cards that I just picked up, and I'm gonna really enjoy that. And I think it's a good spot for it here on the antique optician's cabinet. So let's give you the full little look here. There's the optician's cabinet. We're in the library right now, and the whole thing is being overseen by Boris. Our last purchase of the day was, oh, this booth. How can I even describe this booth? I didn't take a lot of video. Actually, I don't even know if I took any video because it was a group of Amish people. It looked like a mother and her two daughters. They were so sweet. I just didn't want to get in their face with like my phone taking video. It just seemed so rude. The tent was really kind of on the small side. Everything was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I wanted everything. Everything was handmade. It was awesome. It was hard to narrow down my choices, but I did end up. Stop it. Look at this possum. Isn't he so cute? And of course he is all handmade. Oh my gosh. I fell in love with this guy. And of course he was displayed hanging upside down like this, which meant there was no way I was leaving without him. No way. Then I found, oh my gosh, I can't even, this adorable little duckling. Oh my gosh, look at the little feet. This is all handmade and so, so sweet. I couldn't even deal with it. And then I bought 2 textiles. So I bought this beautiful table runner. Here it is. This is all hand woven. Look at the fringe on this, all hand tied. It is, let's see, where's the tag? The tag says, too many ideas, not enough time, which sounds like my life. Simply Farmhouse Table Runner, 30 by 13, hand woven by, and it says the name, which I can't read. This was $30, so not cheap. Here's the tag with the name of the person who made it. And I love this so much, and I could not make a decision about which one to buy because I liked 2. Actually, I liked them all. So I did buy 2. I bought this one. And I bought one that I've already placed in my kitchen. So let's take a walk over to the kitchen and I'll show it to you. Here's the other table runner I bought. I loved the classic buffalo check. It goes really well with the colors in my kitchen. And I think it looks really nice on this antique cabinet that used to belong to my parents back in the day. But I think it looks really, really nice here. And every time I pass it, it makes me happy. The quality of these is really good. It's very, very different from anything I have found in my regular travels. So I'm really happy with it. And of course, the best part is it reminds me of our trip. Wilson thinks it's boring, so he's just sleeping here on the floor and not looking at the pretty new table runner. But that's okay. Dogs, you know, are not generally big fans of table runners, so I won't hold it against him. Indy is also napping. This isn't a spot where I usually find him, but I've been doing some videotaping of my haul, and he likes to be near me, so that must be why he's here. I think that's a great spot. What do you think? I'm gonna have to make him a little bit more secure because if he falls, the dogs are gonna think he's a dog toy and that will end in tears. So I'll see if I can get him to stay a little better, but I think he's adorable. I will move him at some point. He's not gonna fully live in the kitchen, but for right now, this is where he's gonna stay. Here's our little duckling. I'm gonna keep him here with the Port Marion for now. He really needs to be kept safe for the same reason that the possum needs to. If he falls on the floor, he's toast. So he's very safe in here, and I will enjoy seeing him and remembering our fun trip, and especially Shupp's Grove. I put the table runner here for right now. I need to iron it, but first I need a working iron, so I have to buy one. But anyway, I put this here on the little metal bin because I think it makes it look a little softer. We have this antique metal first aid case here, and I bought this for Eric years ago because it says the Stevens Company on it, and that is our last name. And I put the turtle that I picked up at Brimfield here as well. So all of this is right next to our antique switchboard. And this is the whole thing. A lot going on here, but you know, sometimes more is more, at least in this house. So anyway, I love this beautiful little textile, and I'm sure I will move it all around the house into different locations, but this is where it's gonna start off. We went to a lot of antique stores and other places in between our thrifting adventures. And as I talked to you about this, I can't remember the name of every single place. So I will link it below so you know what I'm talking about, because we did hit quite a few really good antique stores. And although we didn't buy things at every antique store we went to, in every case, and I mean this sincerely, it was a pleasure to look through them. So I will link where I bought the next group of items because I don't remember. But I bought a few things that I really loved. So the first thing I bought was this really beautiful 5-finger vase, which I call a tulip vase, but I think technically it's a 5-finger vase. There's nothing on the back, no back stamp, but I loved it. I thought it had a very Delft-like quality. It isn't Delft, but I thought it was Delft-like, so I decided to pick it up. And this I love. So it is this beautiful box with like the carved clipper ship print. And I love the color blue. Now this looks like, it looked to me like an antique. It is perhaps vintage. It's not as well made as I thought it was at first glance. Here's just the inside. But you can see this is like a particle board on the bottom. And it says, American walnut, made in the USA. I paid only $15 for it. So not an antique, but probably vintage. And I just love it. I don't care what it is. I just thought it was awesome. So it had to come home with me. What do you think? Was it a good call? I think so. And here's the other 5-finger vase I picked up during my travels, but this one is gonna be for sale. But I think by seeing my little one and my more conventional size vase, you get a real sense of some of the options for this vase. It's great for real flowers, it's great for fake flowers, and honestly, I think it's really pretty even just on its own as a decor piece. I had a stack of books on this silver tray, but I thought I would try my new clipper ship box here to see how it looks, and I really like it. The colors go really well in this room, actually. It looks nice with this pretty chair. So I think this is where it's gonna live for now. I think it's a really interesting and unique item. During our time in Pennsylvania, we didn't pick up a lot of things for resale. I think we would have if we had gone to thrift stores, and we just didn't. We didn't take the time to do that. We were really in an antiquing kind of mindset and really all about the flea markets, as I've already explained. I know there's so many good thrift stores in Pennsylvania, and I would love to go and do more of a dedicated like thrifting trip. But because we didn't do that this time, I just didn't have a lot of things to bring home for resale. Prices were all over the place. Some prices were really high, some prices were really fair, some prices were on the low side. It was a mixed bag, but in general, prices weren't at a point where I could resell things. However, I did find a couple of things like these two beautiful framed cross-stitch pieces that are lovely. I'm gonna hold up one at a time. So this one, I loved the colors on this. I love anything floral. I even like the frame and the matting. I just thought it really suited it. And of course, I am a big fan of anything blue, so the blue matting works for me. This is really well done and handmade. This was framed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I thought this was lovely. And I bought this one so you can see all of the pretty detail in this one as well. I'm not sure which one I even like better, but because they have the same matting and frame and color tones, they would look, ooh, sorry, I'm trying to avoid the light. There we go. They would look beautiful together or as part of a gallery wall. So I will be reselling those. I'll probably pop them on my eBay store and give them a little bit of time there. And then if they don't sell, I'll probably bring them to my booth space. And then I bought some plates, and this is the only china I picked up, which is so unlike me, but the prices just didn't lend themselves to it. So I bought 7 of these gorgeous plates, and these are Johnson Brothers. They're coaching scenes. My friend Diane actually bought one of these plates for me kind of recently because she loved the sign in the background. That was the thing that really called to her. So I don't know if any part of this calls to you. I love Johnson Brothers, so the minute I see Johnson Brothers, I'm a sucker and a goner. But I thought these were lovely. It's nice that there are 7 of them. They are, of course, dinner plates, and I will be selling these on my eBay store. I thought I would show you how pretty these little needlework framed pieces look on the wall. I would have to put another nail in this wall in order to hang them up, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm hoping this at least gives you a sense of how nice they look, hanging up especially together, because I think they do complement each other beautifully. That was clearly the intention. So they make a nice pair, I think. Eric bought just one thing at Shupp's Grove. So Eric, what did you come home with?
Daytona 500 50-year anniversary race, which was in 2008. Big NASCAR fan. Thought it was really, cool to have. And yeah, I really like it. It's in good shape. No big value. It's more of just something I put in the barn with my other racing collectibles.
Awesome. I'm just going to get a close-up so everybody can see it really well. Nice find.
Yes, I'm happy.
Licorice just wanted to say hello before this video closes. She's hanging out with me in the study while I do some editing and some other computer work. I thought I would take just a minute and show you Iris, who is very obsessed with catching a fly that has been flying around the window. So she's been like this for the last 20 minutes, I would say. Look at that concentration. This girl is determined, and I would say the fly is toast. What do you think? So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed day 2 of thrifting in Pennsylvania, well, antiquing in Pennsylvania. It was so much fun. And you know what? The weather was kind of against us and for us. It was against us because it was kind of soggy and unpleasant sometimes, but for us because I think it kept the crowds down. And that's probably a good thing. I cannot wait to go back to Shupp's Grove. I want to go back right now. Obviously, I'm not going to, but who knows? Maybe we'll be able to plan a trip in the fall. We'll see. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a really good day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.